Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. This is Smiles from Swiss Crypto Podcast, and in today's episode I'm going to talk about former CEO of Switzerland's UBS bank, Peter Wuffli, and his stance on cryptocurrency. So stay tuned and let's get into it. After the hype period, things are picking up with serious players. There are substantial opportunities in this technology and the cryptocurrency world. I was hooked because I saw how this idea was mobilizing resources of finance and talent. It reminded me a bit of the experiences 20 years ago when some of our best equity traders set up a hedge fund. It felt like a similar opportunity where innovation meets talent. One thing missing from my CV is that I have never been involved in the creation of a new bank. I'm a curious person and I love new things. It's energizing. Those are statements out of an interview with Peter Wuffli, who was the CEO of Switzerland's largest bank, UBS, from 2001 up to 2007. And I picked this interview because he is was one of the highest people from the banking world from Switzerland and is now working in the cryptocurrency space. In the statement right before that I read to you, you heard what really pushed him into the cryptocurrency scene, what he missed in the old banking sector, and how he's now feeling about the cryptocurrency world and where it could go. Peter Wuffli actually founded now his own bank and created his own bank called Sygnum. And Sygnum, along with Ziba, is the only financial institution in Switzerland that has been awarded a banking license by the financial regulator FINMA. So he's already taking big steps there. Now, what I want to show you guys now are some statements out of this interview that should show you how a big banking man is thinking about the cryptocurrency scene and the future of cryptocurrencies. So let's have a look. The most important opportunity is the existing 220 billion market of institutions and private individuals who already own cryptocurrencies. Thousands of clients have contacted us for a one-stop shop for asset custody, loans, and trading cryptocurrencies seamlessly with fiat currencies. The next frontier is tokenized assets such as company shares, real estate, art, or commodities. That's where we will see how far and how fast this space can go. There are a lot of question marks still, many of them regulatory, that may take a couple of years to figure out. So, two major points to pick out from these statements. First one, there were thousands of clients that have contacted Peter Wuffli and his team from his company that want to invest in cryptocurrencies, that are searching for different assets that are now in the cryptocurrency space or are being offered by the cryptocurrency space. And that's usually not what we hear from when we talk about the cryptocurrency space. A lot of it is just retail investors for now. I do believe we are in the very first stage of adoption of cryptocurrency, but there's also a lot working or going on behind the curtains. A lot of institutional investors, like he says, thousands of clients that are just waiting to get into cryptocurrencies, or that are not waiting anymore but already got into the cryptocurrency scene without retail investors knowing. So they are trading over-the-counter trading desks where none of the volume that they provide to the environment is being shown for the retail investors. So there's a lot going on behind the curtain. And the second major point I took out of this statement is that even though he founded a cryptocurrency bank, he still does see a lot of question marks, and most of them being regulatory when it comes to cryptocurrencies. And I do see that too. I think the most cryptocurrencies should comply with regulatory services so they can fulfill their purposes. I'm not saying every cryptocurrency has to do that. In my opinion, Bitcoin will never and shouldn't comply with regulatory agencies, but you get my point. There are other companies that founded cryptocurrencies that should serve a purpose and should solve a problem, but they can't do that if they don't comply with regulators. I'm looking here at Ripple with their XRP, or IOTA that is now working in the car industry too, etc. So there's still a lot of regulation needed, also in my opinion, even though that kind of disturbs the thought of decentralization. Now let's move on to the next statement. DLT has the potential to be faster, more reliable and cheaper technology for basic services. We could securitize shares and build smart contracts to produce share registers that are up to date and correct. You can do away with spreadsheets and combining systems to pay dividends, do capital increases and trade on the secondary market. And trading could take place without long settlement times and counterparty risk. On a deeper philosophical level, DLT, distributed ledger technology, is about democratizing financial markets. I am not a libertarian, I'm a liberal, so I believe in free markets. I may be dreaming, but the longer term potential is to create more open, broader and easier cross-border access to assets. So that's the stance of Peter Wolfley when it comes to the underlying technology of cryptocurrencies. I'm speaking here of distributed ledger technology, and he also sees here a lot of potential, not only for the financial sector, but also for others. He also highlights some of the main points I believe that we should want to improve in the financial system right now. That is to make it more faster, make transactions faster. If you look at Western Union or MoneyGram, etc., to implement DLT, implement cryptocurrencies like XRP, for example, or Dash to make that whole process faster. Now, speed aside, transactions also need to be more reliable, as he said, and should be made cheaper for everyone. So faster, more reliable and cheaper transactions in the financial system, not only for retail investors, also for big banks, of course. And to finish things up, he also says that on a philosophical level, DLT is about democratizing financial markets, and that the longer term potential of cryptocurrencies and DLT is to create more open, broader and easier cross-border access to assets, and in my opinion also to bank the unbanked, of course, make that whole process easier and more accessible for everyone, and with that also improve the life quality of a lot of people. Now, that's been it for this podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed the content I provided. I didn't include all the points from the interview that Peter Wolfley gave. If you are interested in reading up on it, I've linked it down below in the description. It's a very interesting interview, so feel free to do that. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.